Hello everybody, Picminicus Toadius here. I'm back for another Pokemon challenge. I swear, this channel is slowly becoming a Pokemon channel. 3.5 years ago, I tried to beat Pokemon Ultra Fire Red XD with only Blobbos. And today, I'm back at it with this remake challenge. The original was really fun to do, but left out many key elements of the game that I want to try. So let's get going. In case you don't know, Pokemon Ultra Fire Red XD is a ROM hack of Pokemon Fire Red, but with some Pokemon Clover elements, mainly the Pokemon and memes added in. Don't worry if you are unfamiliar with this game, I'll be going over the key differences between this and the original. There is one particular Pokemon that is so bad that you have to be a masochist to use, and that's Blobbos. Its stats are so bad that even Wishy-Washy outclasses it. It has a base stat total of 150, and its highest stat being 42 in HP. It also doesn't help that its type is Rock Ice, meaning it has tons of weaknesses to common types. However, its moves are pretty decent all things considered, even getting some really great TMs. Its abilities, Huge Power and Pure Power, double its attack, and it can be caught holding the Blobbos dust, which doubles its defense. This can actually make it pretty decent for the earlier parts of the game. But regular Blobbos isn't the only Blobbos variant that exists. We'll get into those when the time comes, but they are way better than regular Blobbos, by a long shot. Well, all except for one. For now, let's talk about the rules. First, I can only use one of each Blobbos variant on my team. This is so I don't become cheap and use the best Blobbos variant on all 6 party slots. However, because the Universal Pokemon Randomizer does not support ROM hacks, I'll have to choose a starter and catch a Blobbos immediately before progressing. HM Pokemon are allowed, but can't be used in battle. Second, no items in battle, only held items. Pokeballs and items outside of battle are allowed, and no glitches can be used. With that out of the way, let's begin. The first obvious thing that this game changes is that the starters are the Alola starters. Because of this, I chose Litten as my starter, so our rival will have Poplio for some added challenge. I named it Placeholder, but without the E, so that it would fit, as it's only going to be used until I can get Blobbos. I lost the first rival battle because he already had Water Gun. Yup, it's this kind of game. After getting Pokeballs, I immediately headed to Route 1 and started shiny hunting for a Blobbos. In this game, the shiny odds are heavily increased, so I might as well have a full shiny team. In the process, I found a shiny Chikorita that I killed, and a shiny Alolan Rattata which I ran from. I found the Blobbos surprisingly quickly. It took a while to catch, but I caught it and named it Bubby, because it'll perform as much as I like Manny. Quiet nature, so less speed and more special attack. Pretty terrible, although I doubt it'll outspeed anything anyway. Its moves are Tackle and Slap, decent for level 3. After depositing Placeholder, I immediately started grinding, because the only way I'll be strong enough to continue is if I overlevel. At level 6, I learned Rock Throw, which should be my best move for a little while, but I still wanted to grind all the way until I was level 10. While grinding, I found another shiny Blobbos. Maybe this one would be a better one? Gentle Nature? Nah, not worth it. At level 10, I learned Powder Snow. Not a great move, but it uses our quiet nature, so I guess I can't really complain, right? Viridian Forest has some pretty unique Pokemon, but some are broken, like Mudbray that doesn't have any moves, so it just uses Shadow Rush instead. Also, this random bug catcher had a shiny Kakuna. Nice. Once I got to Pewter City, I immediately went back to Route 22 and challenged my rival. I would have won if I hit all my rock throws, but of course Pidgey used Sand Attack, so it could score some weak hits on me while I was missing. Dang, I kinda wanted the levels. I highly doubt I'll even be able to have a shot at Brock until level 20, but I'll try now just to see. Well, I can't even get past Geodude. Grinding it is then! I got to level 20 and replaced Rock Throw with Rollout. It probably could come in handy. Anyway, onto the gym. I tried starting a rollout combo, but it didn't work, so I just spammed Powder Snow instead, taking out both his Geodude and Onix, despite Geodude's rock throws. However, once Alolan Geodude came out, I tried putting him to sleep, but he woke up on the first turn and started his own rollout combo, which was the end for me. I think if I can get to Alolan Geodude with more health and/or he stays asleep, I can win. Second attempt ends the same because I never could get Sing to hit. I just need to put him to sleep. The third attempt goes beautifully. His Geodude just goes for Defense Curl, so 2 Powder Snows take it out. Onix just went for Spirit Swipe, which does pitiful damage, so I can take him out in 2 Powder Snows. Alolan Geodude is last, and luckily my Sing hits first try, and he stays asleep the whole time, so my rollout can build power and take him out. It's just sad that I had to overlevel as much as I did for a gym that I had a type advantage on. After beating Brock, we got the TM for Tombstoner, which is like Rock Tomb, except it's 70 power and 100 accuracy, which means it's a no-brainer to teach to Bubby right now, rather than waiting until after Misty original run. After finally getting the goddamn running shoes, I continued on to the next route. One issue is that I'm really slow and can't even outspeed a Rattata that's 10 levels lower than me. Also, this game loves its double battles, and if you enter one with one Pokemon in your party, then your Pokemon gets sent out twice. And this trainer had 2 glitch Pokemon. Because of course it did. At level 23, I replaced Powder Snow with Icy Wind. Maybe the speed drop will be useful? Nah, what am I saying? I have 14 speed. Mount Moon was fine, except there's this one trainer that does over half my health and damage with a Hawlucha half my level. After sweeping Weeaboo Miguel, yes, they changed Super Nerd to Weeb, I took the Dome Fossil, because copying MDB's bit is funny and hilarious. After getting to Cerulean, I immediately went to fight my rival. Pidgeotto was a one-shot with Tombstoner. Brion didn't get taken out first hit and did over half my health with Water Gun, but the speed drop from Tombstoner made it slower than me, so on the following turn, it all worked out. Abra was a one-shot despite jump scaring me with Double Team. Alolan Rattata was last and was a one-shot with Tombstoner. Despite that easy fight, I don't think our ability can carry us forever, especially against Misty. After fighting all of the trainers on the way to Bill's house, and yes, I really do think I need all of the XP, I challenged Misty. I couldn't do anything to her. Staryu does over half my health with Water Pulse, and even though I one-shot it with Tombstoner, I just can't survive her Brion's attacks. Either I need to grind or continue with the story, and possibly try Lieutenant Surge first, I don't know. After trying one more time and getting the same result, I decided to continue with the story. Until this random Rocket Grunt destroyed me with his Breloom. Jesus. Along the way, I reached level 31 and learned Body Slam. Maybe the para hacks can be useful? I got to the SSN to try to get some levels off of the trainers, but this one guy with a Leyron destroyed me. Man, this challenge truly is one shot or get one shot. On the SSN, I fought my rival. He was a clean sweep, despite his Brion being really annoying with healing. I'm still dreading the point in this game where my bad stats really start to catch up with me. After that, I decided to try Misty. I equipped the focus band that I got from my cut slave Diglett, which could possibly help, I don't know. I tried again, and her Staryu does less damage, but her Brion crits me. Of course. I got this attempt where her Staryu went for Light Screen instead, but it only just prolonged the inevitable as her Starmie came out later and finished me off with a Water Pulse. I have to grind until I'm level 40 for this. So I came back at level 41, and this hilarious attempt happened. Staryu went for Light Screen so I could get a free KO on it. Brion now does under half with its attacks, but it confused me with Water Pulse. Starmie came out and I survived on 1 HP before hitting myself in confusion. I tried this battle for so long, and it's so close that I think I just need a few more levels. The first attempt went fine. I even outsped Brion until Starmie crits me with Water Pulse. Finally, I got this attempt where it's essentially a one-shot sweep because Starmie went for Light Screen, so I could take it out, and Wailord was a one-shot with Tombstoner. After that, I decided to immediately try Lieutenant Surge's gym. It went well. Pikachu was a one-shot with Tombstoner. Raichu just went for Double Team, but my Tombstoner didn't take it out. It tried to heal, but it wasn't enough, so it went down. Kotora is next and only managed to intimidate me and use Spark before going down. Toadstar intimidates again, so it takes 3 Body Slams to take it down, but just spam Charge the whole time for some reason. That was a short section. My plan for this section is to try to get to the Sevi Islands as fast as possible, because that is where I can get more team members. Which means I have to beat Giovanni to get the Self Scope, Koga for Surf, and Blaine for the Sevi Islands themselves. By that point, I don't even know if I'll need more team members for Erica or Sabrina. We'll see though. Rock Tunnel was fine until this random trainer killed me with a Hawlucha and an Ivysaur. Sound familiar? I eventually made it through, but it sucked. On my way to Celadon, Bubby hit level 50 and tried to learn Super Snore, a 255 power move that only works while in slip. I tested this move out in my original challenge and it doesn't actually work, so I passed it up. More importantly though, Bubby evolved into Mega Blobbos. Here's our second Blobbos variant. Mega Blobbos keeps regular Blobbos' defensive and speed stats, but has its offensive stats increased by 100 points each, while still keeping its huge power. This essentially means that it'll one-shot anything, even resists, but will most likely be one-shot by anything. meaning it doesn't make the game that much easier. As soon as I got to Celadon, I immediately went to the Rocket Hideout. Giovanni was easy, his Crystal Onyx and Rhyhorn went down easily, but I was scared when Kangaskhan used Fake Out and crit me for a decent amount of damage, then followed up with a Mega Punch that did nothing. I one-shotted after that. Psh, scared? Who's scared? After that battle, I picked up the Sylph Scope and headed to the Pokemon Tower. Oh right, the rival battle. This one's a double battle, so I get to use 2 Bubbies. Does that break the rules? Also, his Pidgeotto is shiny for some reason. Anyway, it's a total sweep. Only his Anaconda got a little bit of damage off. That was easy. After completely smacking the crap out of Marowak, I went and saved Mr. Fuji to get the Pokeflute. After making my way to Fuchsia, I headed into the Safari Zone to get Surf and the Gold Teeth for strength, as well as catching a missing note to use as an HM slave. And hey, it has pickup. That might be useful. Alright, onto the gym, and, well, that was lucky. Yup, if that battle doesn't show how frail I am, I don't know what does. Need more proof? Here are some gym trainers absolutely destroying me. I legitimately think that I'll have to grind for the gym trainers, let alone Koga himself. Well, I'll be back. I came back at level 60 and challenged Koga. Toxapex went down easily, and so did Scolipede, but he used Toxic. Not that it mattered anyway, because his Weezing one-shot me with a critical Giga Drain. Next attempt, his Weezing didn't kill me with Giga Drain, but the Toxic finished me off. I just have to wait for Toxic to miss. Oh my god, get a load of this attempt. Toxapex went down no problem. Scolipede went for Mega Horn instead of Toxic, and missed, meaning I was at full health when Weezing came out. Weezing's Giga Drain brought me down to 22 HP before my Tombstoner didn't take it out. He then healed his Weezing back to full, and my following Tombstoner did take it out. Damage range shenanigans, of course. Last was Scolipede, which used Sludge Bomb, activating my Focus Band while simultaneously poisoning me before my Tombstoner took it out. Holy crap, that was lucky. I think those recent battles showed how my poor speed and defenses are really catching up with me. After that, I surfed on Route 19 and arrived in Cinnabar after realizing I could just do it from Pallet Town. After arriving in Cinnabar, I revived the Dome Fossil and got Kabuto. I can't use it or anything, but it's pretty cool. After going through the Pokemon Mansion and the gym, I could finally challenge Blaine, the key to unlocking more team members. He sent out his Magmortar and... yeah, I need more levels to say the least. Not even the Focus Band could help me here. I decided to go get another Blobbos to act as a placeholder and sacrifice until I could go to the actual place I want to go to get team members. It might be useful. After grinding to level 70, Magmortar missed Overheat, but then he sent out his Volcarona and one-shot me with Giga Drain. Okay, the following attempt may look fake, but I assure you it wasn't. Magmortar barely didn't kill me before going down, so I thought I was done when Volcarona came out. But no, my Focus Band activated 4 times in a row to allow me to never die during this battle and defeat Blaine. That's a 1 in 10,000 chance, rarer than the full odds shiny. After the battle, I just had to take in what happened. That will never happen again, and I doubt I would have won if it weren't for that. After that insanity, Bill shows up and tells me that he needs help in the Sevi Islands. So naturally, I accept because I highly doubt I'll be able to beat this challenge with just Bubby. Once we are able to get on the boat again, we can go to 3 Island to get more team members. When we get to Port Blobbo, you can venture through the Path of Greatness to find this patch of grass where all but one of the variants of Blobbos can be found. Levels ranging from 50 to 100. So why not go over them now while I shiny hunt for them? First, there are the standard Blobbos and Mega Blobbos, but I already told you about them. Next are Gold Blobbos and King Blobbos, which have the exact same stats and abilities as the regular and Mega Blobbos respectively, but are Ice Steel type and have a signature move called Gold Rush, an 80 power priority steel move which is insanely powerful off of King Blobbos' attack stat. Finally are Alolan Blobbos and Sky Blobbos. Alolan Blobbos is Fairy Steel type and has the same stats as Blobbos other than defense, which is doubled, which could prove to be useful in the right situation. Sky Blobbos is Fairy Flying type and has 100 more defense than Alolan Blobbos, which means it takes physical hits super well. This will be useful for essentially the whole rest of the game. With that out of the way, here are the results from my shiny hunts. First, I found a Gold Blobbos which I named 24 Carat because, I mean, come on. Then I found an Alolan Blobbos which I named Immigrant because it's supposed to be from Alola. Next, I found another Gold Blobbos which I named Yas King because that's hilarious, and also it's becoming a King Blobbos. I then found another shiny Alolan Blobbos, which I named Skyloft because it's Skyloft but Russian. Wow, that's a really, really bad joke. Finally, I found another shiny regular Blobbos, which I caught and named Ninja because King Slime has a ninja stuck inside of it. Wow, that's a stretch of a reference. Oh, by the way, I found many other Blobbos shinies that were either too high level or didn't have the stats to be qualified to join my team. Sorry guys. However, there was one gold Blobbos which had better stats than Yas King, so I decided to replace him with this one. I didn't nickname it yet, but I'll do it as soon as I can. After evolving my gold Blobbos into King Blobbos and Skylov into Sky Blobbos, I went and taught my team a bunch of TMs that the game just threw at me throughout the journey. I taught Tombstoner to 24 Karat and Ninja, Arrow Ass to Skylov, and Facade and Earthquake to Immigrant. After that, I finally decided to continue with the Sevi Islands quest. We have to find Lastel, so let's go back to 3 Island and beat up some bikers. While fighting these guys, Ninja didn't even one-shot a Weezing less than half its level. Nice. Then, this guy's Shadow Clavinix fled and ended the battle. After finding Lastel, I beat up the menacing Turtwig that was scaring her with a single Arrow Ass. After talking to Bill, he took us back to the mainland and I could finally finish the rest of the game. It's now time for a gauntlet of battles. First was Erica, and surprisingly, it wasn't as smooth sailing as I thought it would be. My strategy was to have Skylov sweep everything with Arrow Ass, but it didn't even one-shot her Quilladin. Quilladin? I still don't know. And almost fainted to Abomasnow. Luckily, 24 Karat was there to finish the rest of her team off. I tried the fighting dojo for some levels, and this is just hilarious. Skylov can't even one-shot most of the Pokemon here despite being double their level and having a stab super effective move. Maybe I'll teach it Toxic? I'll do it if I start to have trouble. Before I went into Silphco, I renamed my King Blobbos into King Yas because I'm funny. Going through Silphco with Skylov up front is so funny because it can even one-shot fighting types that are half its level. Okay fine, I'll stop complaining about Skylov. It takes physical hits like a champ. On to the rival. I led with Skylov and he led with Pidgeot. I Meteor Mashed him as he missed Air Cutter. Then he decided to switch into Bolio, causing my Meteor Mash to do little damage. However, I did get the attack boost. Trading moves for a little bit, he finally went down. Next was Balboa, which went down to 2 Earthquakes, but it did hit Rock Blast for a little damage. Pidgeot came back out and hit a weak Air Cutter before going down. Arcanine was next and went down to 2 Earthquakes, and last was Alakazam, so I switched to 24 Karat to finish it with Gold Rush. I'm surprised that Skylov made it that far. That Meteor Mash attack boost is definitely going to come in handy. Right after was Giovanni. My first Meteor Mash missed, of course, so I took a lot of damage from Nidoking's Thunderbolt. Luckily, spamming Earthquake was enough to get through Nidoking, Rhydon, and Nidoqueen, but not before getting Toxic. Last was Kangaskhan, so I switched into Bubby to destroy it with 1 Tombstoner, for old time's sake. Finally, we can beat up Sabrina. It was almost a one-shot sweep, but Golduck kept surviving my Tombstoners and healing, so it took longer to kill. Geez, Gold Rush is a broken move. I even found out that it hits through Protect. Giovanni's gym time! First was Rhydon, which didn't quite die to a Gold Rush, so it kills 24 Karat with Earthquake. I sent in Skylov to finish it, but it healed and kept spamming Curse, so my Meteor Mashes were doing nothing. Eventually, I switched to King Yas to damage it, but it had so many defense boosts that not even Gold Rush could kill it, so it one-shot King Yas. I sent Bubby out and Ice Beamed it down. Next was Dugtrio, so I sent in Skylov, which kept missing or flinching to Rock Slides. It eventually went down, but took most of Skylov's health away. Next was Nidoqueen, which left Bubby with 5 HP before going down to Earthquake. Nidoking just had a Dire Hit used on it, so I could attack it and one-shot it with Earthquake. Next is Rhyperior, which just used Rest when its HP was almost full, so I took the opportunity to switch, only for him to use a full heal. I did do some decent damage with Ninja before going down, but it was all in vain as he just healed with Rest. After a lot of back and forth, I ended up dying to Shadow Rush as I drained all of its PP. So close. Maybe if I just lead with King Yas, it'll go well. To say it went well was an understatement. It was a no damage sweep. I've been trying to not use King Yas due to how overpowered it is in single battles, but the Elite Four and Champion should be hard for one major reason you'll see soon enough. Okay, now for the rival. This one's a double battle, of course. I tried to just sweep him using King Yas and 24 Karat using Gold Rush, but it didn't work out. It was such a close battle, but we barely couldn't win because his Balio and Arcanine just stopped the Gold Rush Assault Force and picked apart the team gradually until it was just Ninja left, and then healed so I couldn't kill him. Unfortunate. Let's try that again. This time went much better, but it was still insanely close. This time, 24 Karat's Gold Rush didn't take out Mega Pidgeot, so it got a weak Steel Wing in. Next, Arcanine came out and has Intimidate, so I switched my Gold Rushes out for Immigrant and Skylob, as he healed Pidgeot. Arcanine burned Skylob with Flamethrower, which destroyed my chances of taking anything out with it. I went for Earthquake on Immigrant and Meteor Mash on Skylob, but Arcanine is faster and almost took Skylob out. My damage was pitiful, even on Arcanine. On the next turn, he went for Feather Dance on Immigrant for some reason and then took it out with Flamethrower, and Skylob went down to its burn. Gen 3 AI be like. So I switched back into the Gold Rushers and went for Gold Rush and Tombstoner on Arcanine, not realizing that doubling up with Gold Rushers would probably be the best idea. This caused 24 Karat to die to a Flame Wheel. There goes my Assault. I switched Ninja in to take out Mega Pidgeot with Tombstoner and took out Arcanine with a Gold Rush. He switched in his Balio and Balboa, so I decided to nuke Balboa with Gold Rush and hit his entire side for weak damage with Blizzard. However, he used Submission on King Yas to take it out, and sent in Mega Alakazam. I switched Bubby in and went for Body Slam on Balio, which paralyzed it, and Tombstoner on Alakazam, which took it out. Balio was the last Pokemon, and I was about to win when he used the Full Restore. Luckily, he just went for Shadow Punch on Ninja, so I beat him. That was a complex battle. I hope everyone understood that. So, something funny about this game is that it makes you do the second Sevi Island side quest before taking on the Elite Four. So I found Lorelei in the depths of Icefall Cave and beat up the Rocket Grunts. Then I found a level 100 Magikarp. I have to go to the Rocket Warehouse on 5 Island, so I'll see you there. But first, on 7 Island, surfing down from the canyon, you can reach this special rock. If you touch it, you are sent here, Magicanto. And this is where our final Blobbos variant is, Magiblobbo. It is essentially regular Blobbos, but has a beastly 172 in special attack, and it's so rare that I don't know if I'll be able to find a shiny one for this challenge. But I'll try anyway. Well, I tried to get a shiny for hours, but never got it, so I'll just use this one. I named it Da Wizard. It has a quiet nature, probably the best one honestly. I'm going to get rid of Immigrant because it's easily the worst team member. I also leveled the Wizard up to match the rest of the team, using the 104 rare candies the game just gives to you, and taught it a bunch of moves. After that, I went and tackled the Rocket Warehouse. Both the admin and scientist were easy. Not really much to say here other than that the Wizard got its first battle. Nice. Now that the warehouse was taken care of, Lorelei will actually be at the Pokemon League, so I guess it's time for Victory Road now. Once I made it through, I got to the league and... oh, of course Lorelei is gone. Guess I forgot to deliver the Sapphire. Okay, now I can fight the league. Jesus. Before I start, here are the team stats. Wow, these are bad. With the exception of the insanely high singular stats on Da Wizard, King Yas, Bubby, and Skylob, there's nothing. I don't even know if I'll be able to outspeed anything, let alone survive the subsequent hit. Well, I'll give it a shot. I'm surprised I beat the Lorelei fight on the first try. She led with Mega Alakazam and Mega Fantash, while I led with 24 Karat and King Yas. I Gold Rushed both of them, and Alakazam surprisingly survived, although Fantash did go down. This caused 24 Karat to take over half its health and damage. The next turn she sent out Mega Medicham and healed Alakazam. I did the same strategy and took out Medicham, but Alakazam survived once again. She sent out Delphox as she healed Alakazam again. Although I got a crit on it to take it out while Delphox survived King Yas's Gold Rush somehow. Delphox took this opportunity to take out 24 Karat with Sacred Fire as she sent in Mega Slowbro. Yes, she has 4 Megas. I sent in Skylob to Toxic the Mega Slowbro, but she had other plans. King Yas took out Delphox with Gold Rush, but Slowbro used Hydro Pump on Skylob to one-shot it. Dang. I sent in Da Wizard and used Giga Drain on it, while she sent in Espeon, which went down to a Gold Rush before attacking. Slowbro sadly took out King Yas, so I sent in Ninja. Giga Drain did great damage, and luckily, she used Psychic on Ninja instead of Da Wizard, so I was able to take her out on the following turn. Let me just say that writing commentary for these double battles is hard. Next was Bruno. I led with the same combo as before, and he led with Mega Aggron and Mega Steelix. I decided to Gold Rush the Aggron with 24 karat and Earthquake everything with King Yas, so I could easily switch into Skylov. The plan worked, as Steelix took out 24 karat with Iron Tail and Aggron used Curse, so I sent in Skylov. Earthquake did great damage to both of them. I did the same thing again, as he just used stupid status moves that didn't do anything for him, so I took out both Pokemon. Next, he sent in Mega Aerodactyl and Machamp. I didn't take any chances with Machamp, so I Gold Rushed it, while Skylov took a massive Steel Wing and missed Meteor Mash, of course. He sent in Mega Scizor, so I decided to Arrow Ass the Scizor and Gold Rush the Aerodactyl, which took it out, but not before Skylov got hit with a strong Metal Claw. He sent in Mom Frick, which would have been his most annoying Pokemon, but he just died to a Gold Rush, as Skylov went down to another Metal Claw. I sent the Wizard out to use Psycho Boost as King Yas Gold Rushed, but it didn't quite take him out, and King Yas went down. I sent Bubby out to Tombstoner it, but he kept healing it back up. This continued for 3 turns, but finally, he either ran out of potions or just decided to actually concede defeat, and his Scizor went down. I'm surprised I didn't have to be level 100 for this. Agatha was next. I yet again led with the same duo, as she led with Mega Gengar and Mega Venusaur. I tried Gold Rushing both of them, but neither attack took either one out. Gengar missed Hypnosis, and Venusaur used Leech Seed on King Yas. She then healed Venusaur as I took Gengar out with another Gold Rush. Thank God no sleep shenanigans can happen. She sent out her Mega Unjoy, so I Gold Rushed it along with Venusaur, which took Venusaur out but did less than half to Unjoy. She sent out Mega Absol as Unjoy Fire Blasted 24 karat to death, so I sent in Ninja to replace it. I then Gold Rushed the Unjoy to take it out, which fully restored my HP because of the Shell Bell, as she sent in Decidueye and her Absol used Flatter on King Yas. I then Tombstonered the Absol for over half his health. I switched out King Yas for Skylov because it was confused and Leech Seeded, and I didn't feel like dealing with that. Absol hit a Crunch on Skylov, almost taking it out, but Ninja's Earthquake took Absol out. She then sent in Deesnuts XD, which used Crunch on Skylov to not even take it out. Okay then. Ninja's following Earthquake did nothing, and Skylov got put to sleep by Decidueye. After this, I tried to take down these last 2 Pokemon for a very long time, as she kept healing them, and my attacks, at least from Ninja, weren't doing much damage. Even after I switched Bubby in, it didn't help that much, as I got put to sleep. Eventually, Bubby went down, so I switched King Yas back in to finish Decidueye and Deesnuts XD off. That fight was annoying, but not that hard. Lance was a different story. I tried to beat him for a solid 10 minutes, but it was becoming clear that my team just wasn't high enough level. So, I took the boatload of rare candies in my bag to max out everyone's level. Come on, it was going to happen eventually. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough to max out everyone's level, but I'm sure it'll be fine, right? This battle took so many attempts. I had to keep King Yas alive long enough to one-shot Pokemon with Gold Rush, because that was the only way I was able to win. My Pokemon were all one-shots from all of their moves, and were slow as hell, meaning we only outspeed Hombeast, which one-shots everything and is super tanky. The winning attempt had me crit Charizard X, Charizard Y missed every attack for the first 3 turns, and yet to choose a favorable Pokemon to attack. Luckily, this all worked out in the end. I really didn't feel like recapping this fight turn for turn, so just watch the video to see what happens. Finally, the Pokemon Champion. This battle was harder than Lance. I had to get the perfect setup where he missed moves, targeted the correct Pokemon for it to be favorable, and I hit everything. This took 40 minutes to do, and I had to correct my strategy multiple times. I first tried throwing King Yas and Skylov out there, but his Gyarados has a Lumberry to get rid of status problems, so I couldn't Toxic him, so Skylov didn't really do anything. I then realized that I can use the Wizard instead of Skylov, because he uses special moves most of the time, and it has Giga Drain to deal with his Gyarados. I finally got this lucky attempt. First, both Shadow Clovenix's Futaba Break and Gyarados' Hydro Pump missed, meaning that I could get a free turn. Not only that, but my Giga Drain crit his Gyarados to one-shot it, which is huge. He sent out Mega Blaziken, so I Gold Rushed Clovenix again to take it out, and he took the Wizard out with High Jump Kick. I sent in Bubby as he sent in Mega Beedrill. I Gold Rushed his Mega Beedrill to take it out, so he sent in Mega Metagross. His Blaziken missed High Jump Kick, meaning that I could take it out with Bubby's Body Slam. Last was his Mega Pidgeot, which King Yas almost took out with Gold Rush, but didn't and died to a Metal Claw. So I sent in Skylov. He ended up full restoring the Pidgeot and taking Skylov out with Psychic. I sent in Ninja, which got immediately taken out by my own Earthquake, although so did Metagross. On the last turn, it was only Pidgeot, so I sent in 24 Karat to Gold Rush it and Bubby to Tombstoner it for the win. Holy Christ, that was a hard challenge. But wait, there's more. Yes, in this game, if you go to Magic Kanto, there are 3 post-game fights. 2 with these so-called Guardians, which you have to beat back to back, and 1 with Awakener Kanye. I want to see if I can beat them, although I'm not getting my hopes up, and I'm going to need to be max level for this. Well, first a disclaimer of sorts. So, for some reason, after a bad attempt with one of the Guardians, and coming back to Magic Kanto to retry the fight, I encountered this strange glitch where it would display the text box for the Guardians, but wouldn't let me fight one of them. During this glitch, I was able to bypass the Guardian fight entirely, but I still tried the one I could battle. So after saying no for Equids, I started the battle. This one was another insane one, with immense luck and impeccable strategy needed to win, so I'll show the winning attempt. I led with King Yas, and he led with his own King Blobbos, so I immediately Gold Rushed it and took it out. I then switched to Skylob, as he sent in his Mega Lopunny, which used Fake Out for some free damage. I followed that up with a Toxic, as he did very little damage with return. I used Arrow Ass to chip it, but on the next turn he switched to Alolan Golem. I predicted the switch, so I used Toxic again. I then switched to King Yas, as he used Thunder Punch for half my health and damage, so I took it out on the next turn with Gold Rush. Mega Lopunny was coming back in, but it knows Mach Punch, so I switched into Skylob again. The exact same interaction happened, so I took out Lopunny. He then sent in Articuno, which Ice Beamed Skylob and took it out. But it was nothing King Yas's Gold Rush couldn't handle. Hunger Incineroar is out next. Yes, that's what the H stands for, so I switched into Bubby. He used Cross Chop, but luckily my Focus Band came in clutch, and I was able to take it out with a Tombstoner. Seamush is last, so I switched to Wizard in. Luckily, it missed Hydro Pump, so I was able to Psycho Boost to almost take it out. He then used a Full Restore, so I Shadow Balled for pitifully low damage, and his following Hydro Pump took me out. I proceeded to be an idiot and send Ninja in, which immediately died, so I sent in King Yas, which did half with Gold Rush, but his Hydro Pump missed again, so I was set. My next one didn't take it out, but his Muddy Water didn't either, so he healed again. We traded moves back and forth until King Yas went down. I sent in 24 Karat to Gold Rush it, which didn't kill, but neither did his Hydro Pump, so I took him out on the follow-up. Man, that was close. After that, I made it through this insane maze until I was awakened by force, by the one and only Awakener Kanye, the final boss of the game. This one also took forever to perfect, so here's the winning attempt. I led with King Yas, and he led with Mega Unjoy. I immediately Gold Rushed it and brought it to red health as its Will-O-Wisp missed. Thank God. He healed it up, so I Gold Rushed it twice and finally took it down. Next was Mom Frick. Gotta censor it again, so I switched to Skylob to tank it out. I used Toxic as it stored me? I guess that's Spore. Quick Claw coming in clutch. It chipped me down with Aeroblasts as the poison was doing gradually more damage each turn, until Skylob sadly went down. Luckily, he didn't heal it, so 24 Karat could go and Gold Rush it down. He sent out Shadow Clovenix next, so I stayed in and Gold Rushed it. He missed Sacred Fire, so I could get another Gold Rush in before being taken out. I then sent in King Yas to finish it with Gold Rush. He was sending in Geopede next, so I switched to Ninja to Tombstone. I survived its Earthquake, thanks Blobbos Dust, and Tombstoned it for less than half its health. Ninja was taken out on the following Mega Horn. If that missed, it would have been perfect. I sent in Bubby to hopefully take it out, but was met with a critical Mega Horn before I could do anything. I should have just sent out King Yas and Gold Rushed it from the beginning. Next was A-Design XD, which only used Double Team before going down to a couple of Gold Rushes, and last was Mega Flygon, which went down to a single Gold Rush, winning the fight. That was a very fun challenge. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did. King Yas was definitely the MVP, although I thought Skylob would do more. I guess it's because I forgot to catch a Snorlax to get the leftovers. The Focus Band clutches were definitely the best part. I would not have been able to beat this challenge without them. Overall, I think it was worth redoing, as I didn't put the post-game fights in my last video, and I was able to use some of my favorite Fakemon again. Anyway, I gotta think of my next challenge. I'm thinking of something not Pokemon related, so I'll see you guys then.